Hello. Um, I just want to make sure everyone can hear me to start it all off. Um, we got some people in the chat already. But yeah. Okay, great. So people have said they can hear me, so why don't we get straight into it? So I've actually put together a Google Slides, just to reveal the driver lineup. So yeah, we'll start with the lineup, and then we'll get into calendar, and then yeah, and then that's pretty much it. It should be pretty short, so if you're watching, just stay put for about 10-20 minutes, and yeah. So I'm Carson, and I'll be presenting the driver lineup today. Let me just make sure you guys can see this all right on stream. Let me just pull this up on my phone real quick. Yeah, it looks like you can see it all good. Right on stream. And you can hear me all good. So, we got some people who are very excited in the chat. Yeah, so why don't we get straight into it? So, CWR driver lineup plus calendar reveal. It's very, 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 very big news for everyone in the CWR community. I'll be presenting it. My name's Carson, and here we go. So here are the reserves. We're going to start off with the reserves because it just builds stuff up even more. So we have ASDF Kimmy, King Enzo 1 2 3 4, Riceman 12, El Rizzuto 2, Safe Hands Daniel, Jado Racing, Liam V Awesome 14, Nova Apollo _6251. I don't know how to pronounce that next name. Ticked, I think maybe. Then we have Rhythms F1, it looks like. I think that's how you pronounce that. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Why Always Pips. So here we go into the first team. It's the first team is going to be Haas, and the Haas team lineup is Forever Sin, who was a reserve last season, therefore they didn't have a championship position, but he did score 2 points. And the second driver is VSMT Storm, who did not have a championship position because he was a reserve last year as well. The next team is, I don't know. Oh, I forget the order. AlphaTauri. So the first AlphaTauri driver is Ansokos. He was 14th in the championship last season. His season 1 team was Haas. The second driver is Trigger 2K20, who was 18th in the championship last year, and his season 1 team was Mercedes. McLaren, Timbed BJE, who was 12th in the championship last year. His season 1 team was Racing Point. The second driver is Don Strix, whose season 1 championship position was 10th, and he drove for Mercedes last season. So they'll be teaming up. A McLaren. Clint says in chat, let's go AlphaTauri. Yes, it is a nice livery. I'll have to agree with you. The only livery I really don't like is Haas, but we're not going to get into that because a lot of people do like the Haas. So yeah, that's McLaren. Racing Point now. Guy Shop, who was a reserve last season, is going to be racing for Racing Point. And TM Ducky, who was with Williams last season and was 9th in the championship, will also be racing for Racing Point. Guy Shop had some really good reserve appearances. I think Mexico was a really standout one for him. And Ducky had a great start to the season, I think with a podium in Vietnam and consistent points in those first couple rounds. The Red Bull team lineup is Colpo Grosso. His season 1 championship position was 15th. His season 1 team was Williams, and he joined mid-season, and unfortunately he lagged out of a tremendous lead in Britain. So I definitely do think that race was his. And then Jusui Alaki, who was a reserve last season, full-time driver reserve, a little up and down, but yeah, he had a good start, and he was very good on the pace when he did race. So hopefully we'll get to see the true side of him this season. Ferrari is Jake Marsh, who was sixth in the championship last year. His season one team was also Ferrari, so he's retained by the Italian team. In Line Games NL_YT, his championship position was 19th. His season one team was Alfa Romeo. So it'll be an interesting pairing, these two, because one obviously was low in the championship last year and one was very high in the championship. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do. The Mercedes team lineup is Charlie_MG06, who was fourth in the championship last year. Oh, his season one team was Renault. Sorry, I left that blank. His season one team was Renault. So him and Dolger, who was eighth in the championship, was also at Renault. So they're staying teammates, just on a different team, which is quite interesting because it's highly unlikely that would have happened, but it did happen. So yeah, Charlie and Dolger again, but this time in the Mercedes. Oh, by the way, I know these photos are really outdated. It's just that this was all I could really find that was like good quality on Google sites. Anyway, Renault, yeah, see, that's a great example of an outdated photo. But Renault has Jackson_55 F1, who is third in the championship and was with AlphaTauri last season. And they have NSA Pyramids, who was with Red Bull last season and was 17th in the championship. Alfa Romeo team lineup is me, who was 7th in the championship last season, and I was at Haas and McLaren, and Smile, it's Kyle, who's runner-up in the championship last season and was with Red Bull. And there's another great outdated photo from 2018, I think that is. So yes, here we go again. And then the Williams team lineup with the Colgate livery is Felix 1, who is 5th in the championship with McLaren last year, and Preston Brennan, who was 1st in the championship with Alfa Romeo. So this was definitely a power lineup. Yeah. So now we'll get a chance to go through the entire driver lineup. Red Bull is Colpo and Jasuilaki, Alfa Romeo, me and Kyle, Renault, Jackson and NSA Pyramids, McLaren, Timbet and Don Strix, AlphaTauri, Ansokos and Trigger, Ferrari, Jake Marsh and Lion Games, Racing Point, Godshap and TM Ducky, Haas, Forever Sin and VSMT Storm, Williams, Felix 1 and Preston Brennan, Mercedes, Charlie and Dolger. So that's the Season 2 driver lineup. It's a very competitive grid for sure, and it should be a nice championship fight with a lot of good battles in the midfield. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. But yeah, I'm hoping for a good championship for the most part, and obviously an Alfa Romeo Constructors win, but that's just bias on my part because I do race for Alfa Romeo. So that's the driver lineup anyways, and here we go into the calendar. This is the calendar brought to you by our sponsor, Racing Update. So the calendar, so there's the stream today, the special event at Monza, the PST at France, and then the Brazilian GP on January 16th. The second round is Belgium on the 23rd. The third round is Austria on the 30th. The fourth round is Azerbaijan on February 6th. The fifth round is Mexico on the 13th. Why am I getting out of order here? Did I just say sixth? Fifth round is Mexico. Sixth round is Italy on the 20th. Seventh round is Vietnam on the 27th. Eighth round is Britain on the 6th of March. The ninth round is England, so that's actually a Britain doubleheader. Both will be at the long Silverstone circuit, not at Britain Short or any of that. We decided not to get into that, and we decided just to go with the classic doubleheader. So this will be the English GP. On the 27th, we have the Netherlands GP, which is the fourth last round of the season. April 3rd, there's the Russian GP. April 10th, the Hungarian GP. And April 17th is the Singapore GP to top things off. So you can see the similarities and is that the word? I don't even know. And differences between not last year's and this year's calendar. So that's pretty much the reveal. Thanks for watching. We hope everyone has a great season 2. Happy holidays. We will be racing January 2nd for our Monza special event. So yeah, so it's very exciting. And yeah, I'm super excited for this season 2. It should be really good. So yeah, that's pretty much the stream. I mean, it was short, 10 minutes. Everyone gets the gist. Yeah, and for those of you who couldn't watch and are watching this over, it's probably unneeded because I'll put everything in the Discord server now. So, thank you, everyone. Thank you.